And a good Saturday evening to everyone out there in YouTube land. It's the Zoom Racing League Division 3 coverage. Round 4 from Mexico City. Welcome aboard. Enjoy the ride. D3 is going to deliver a great show tonight. We're at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 2.674 mile track, high in elevation in Mexico City. 17 turns, 2 DRS zones. Plenty of fast corners down the second sector, a little bit of elevation change, but that long front straightaway is what everyone pays the money for. Our drivers today will get speeds up to 220 miles per hour, maybe even faster in the draft with the slipstream. Siggy currently leads the championship in the Alpine, followed by OG in second place, Sargento de Paz in third place. And it's the home race for number 4 in the championship, Leafsis, fresh coming off a win from Canada last week. Let's go ahead and jump into qualifying for round number 4 of the championship, and let's see how these boys can get on today. So good evening, everybody. My name is PBJX, and we are here at Mexico City for coverage tonight. Qualifying is well underway. Let's hop on board with one of our drivers and see what we got going on. Kyle Desmond sets the provisional hot lap tonight of a 117.7 in the Haas. And right away, the times start coming on the board. Cryptid's going to take the new quickest time with a 115.7 in the Ferrari. As Sargento heads down into turn 1. He's going to take another flyer here on the soft tires. Works his way through the turn 1, 2, 3 complex there, and he's actually going to, looks like he's on a cool down lap. So, interesting track here tonight. It's a track that's been around for a long time. I think it hosted its first Formula One race back in 1962. A little bit different layout back then. The track has been what we call Herman Tilkeized with the changes to the corners. Instead of long flowing corners, got a few tight apexes now. Better for overtaking, better, more opportunities for the cars to close up on each other through the braking zones. But this section right here just requires commitment, speed, a bunch of fast corners. Then you head into this stadium section, which is super cool. You take the right-hand turn here all the way down to first gear. Correction, fourth gear. Into the stadium section here. So cool. Actually a baseball stadium most of the year, but tonight it turns into a Formula One virtual racetrack. As Crypt ID comes in with a 115.7. That is a great lap to start on the soft tires. It's going to put him up in provisional pole for now. 0.8 of a second over second place. So if you excuse me 1 second, I'm trying to get the telemetry up and running so I can check on sector times for these drivers here. Let's go ahead and pick up with Leafsis here, home driver running his home Grand Prix. Looks like he's on a cool down lap. I'm going to step away for 1 second here. All right, so we're watching Leafs as he flies around the track. This is his home Grand Prix this week. Going to pick up his sector 1 time here. I think I saw he was up a little bit, which is good, but he is stuck in mean traffic here. It's going to cost him a little bit of time through sector 2. Working the double apex down at turns number 6. Now he heads through the flowing section 7, 8, 9, 10. And 11 as he is all over the back of the Alpine. Definitely lost some time right there. And he's going to abort the lap. He is on soft tires. Looks like Axelai is maybe out of the session. I missed the incident there. But looks like Siggy's going to do a show for the fans here in the stadium, but looks like he's just getting out of everybody's way. Here comes Sargento to the line. He's going to start a fresh lap. Heading down into turn one so fast into this corner. We'll take as much of the curbs as you can here. In real Formula One, you saw they're going right over the top of those things, even more so than in the game this week, which is quite unusual. Sargento's heading down the turns 4 and 5. He's going to get... Nope. Sylvain gets out of the way right there. Nicely done. Heads down to turn 6. Goes through the fast section here. Looking nice and tidy through here. Up to the second DRS zone right there. Wing opens up and he heads down this back straightaway. He might get a little slipstream off the AlphaTauri ahead of him there. Into the stadium section here now. He's right on the back of that Alpha. Hopefully won't mess him up too bad, but let's see what he can do as he heads out of the final corner and down the front straightaway. I don't think it's going to be enough for pole, but it is fast enough to move him up to P4. He does improve, and Sargento's now sitting P4. Let's take a look at Cryptid. Currently our fastest driver as he heads into the stadium section. It's a little loose there going through a turn number 14. Here's 15 and 16. Takes it right out against the wall. Out of turn 17 onto the front straightaway. Does not improve, but he's still quick enough for pole. He was within 1/10 of his fastest time right there. I'm going to continue working on getting telemetry here, so stand by. So let's see. Let's pick up with Johannes Ludwig, who moved up to P2 on the medium tires. In the Mercedes. That's a great lap for him. Looks like he's still on it, too, as he heads into the stadium section here. No, he's actually on a cool-down lap. My apologies. Let's pick up with Oji down in 5th place in the AlphaTauri. So he might be on a cool-down lap as well. And he is. So these guys are gonna each kind of got their banker on the board here. You see Cryptid with a 15.7. That's a fantastic lap. Johan on the medium tires, only 6/10 down behind him there. Leaves us another 2/10 below that. Let's go and put our real times back up here. Here we go. I think OG's going to have to come in here and get make a pit stop, get rid of those tires, put on a fresh set, and go out for another run here in just a moment. Let's pick up with B-Bry down in 12. Oh, what was that? Was that OG? That was OG, right when I was switching cameras there. I saw he lost it coming out of the stadium section, caught the wall. Thankfully, didn't terminally damage the car, but did lose his front wing there. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back over to B-Bry, like I mentioned before. B-Bry running the Williams this week. Didn't make last week's race in Canada. Running medium tires as well, trying to get a time on the board. He's got a 19.5 on the board, trying to run his first lap on the medium tires. See if he can improve it all. heads out of this fast section, and he's not going any faster on those medium tires. Let's see what Johan's doing up front. He's on a cool down lap. Let's see if we can pick up with Raizu down in 15th. He's running the soft tire. And he is also on a, looks like a cool down lap. So the only driver not to set a time so far is Kilowalk. Looks like he's getting ready to start one right now. Let's go ahead and ride on board with him. As he takes us around the circuit. Set to 204 miles an hour heading into turn 1. Here's turn 2, turn 3, little right, left, right complex. Then you get this long straightaway down to turn number 4. So left, right, right complex. Kilowalk's hitting all of his apex like he should. He's coming up on Leafsis though. Might get a little bit of dirty air from then. Leafsis, he does get out of the way. That's nice of Leafsis to do. And so does George Russell right there as he heads into the fastest part of the track right here. Nice and clean through here, keeping the car on the track. Heading into the stadium section here up to turn number 13, which is the hairpin here at the end. Very clean lap, Kilowalk here. Let's see what his time does as he heads on to the final straightaway here. Taking a wide line. He's got a 118.5. Oh, but he must have invalidated because it didn't go on the board. Let's see if he goes for another run here. Bad luck for him. He's got 3 minutes. He's got to get back around and... Looks like we finally got our telemetry link here. A little better information here. Well, I thought I did. But apparently we don't have telemetry tonight, so that's not going to work. So let's pick up with Leafsis. He works that Aston Martin down in the third sector here. He needs to go faster. He's currently about a little less than a second off the pole time here. Let's get his sector 2 time when he comes out of this complex. And that is a wide exit right there. So that lap's not going to count. And he was up half a second as well. But he's still on it. Maybe he didn't get the off-track penalty. Maybe he's able to avoid it by staying off the track long enough. Let's see, he's got a quick time. Heads through turn number 16 here onto the front straightaway. Leafs is on a flyer here. There's a car off to the side, and that puts him... did go faster, but stays P3. There was a car on the front. That's like Sluvine. May have lost it coming out of the final turn right there and kind of got in the way, but thankfully he survived. Let's hop on board with OG. Like OG's not on a fast lap here. So we got about 3 minutes left in the session. Let's see what Cryptid's doing. Can he go even faster? Go even faster in that Ferrari. Maybe he can. He's got that Mercedes right in front of him. That's Rivas. Rivas is on a flyer as well. He doesn't have to get out of the way, but he might get run over if he doesn't. Yeah, Rivas really struggling. That just killed Cryptid's lap here, but you got to make space before you start your lap like that, or else you're going to have incidents like that. So you got to make sure you get plenty of room. Cryptid's still flying. It's a little loose there. He's still up on his fastest time, though. Wow, so he goes into the stadium section here. Up by a 10th faster so far. So he heads through turn number 16, around the corner. Can he go even faster? And he sure does. He does a 15.6 as Johan does a 15.8 on the medium behind him. That shows Johannes got some serious pace, but not fast enough for pole, but he does get to start on the medium tire. Prison Mike down there in 5th place, also running medium tire. As he is on a flyer as he heads into the stadium here. And Rivas has retired from the session. I don't see any incidents on track. He may have just retired. Oh, he did. Nope, that's something different. He may have retired in the pit lane. The Prison Mike goes P4 on the medium tires. That's another great lap on the mediums. Let's pick up with Leafsis here, see if he's doing another one. He is. This is going to be his last lap. Oh, no, but there's a car right in front of him. Oh, man. Looks like Kyle Desmond may have retired from the session as well over there near turn number 4. Everybody's trying to their hardest, put these quickest laps in they can. It's like Leafsis may go for another one here. But now he's got Killer walking from him. Just traffic all over. It's hard to get a clean lap in. We've got 18 cars tonight, and this is a big track, but they always seem to find each other. Leafs is working hard, working that steering wheel hard, as that is it. There's no more new laps will start. It's like Prison Mike may be the first one to come across the line here. Whoops. Let's see what kind of time Prison Mike can do. And he's going to abort. Our next driver looks like it may, in fact, be Leafsis, and it is. Leafsis comes out of turn 16. Does not improve. Next across the line will be his teammate, George Russell. George Russell does an 18.3. Good enough for P13. Looks like next across the line may be Cushy. Nope, sorry, not Cushy. It may be Sargento. Not Sargento, so it must be Beepry. There he is. He does a 19.5. That's going to put him down in P16. There's a McLaren coming across. Looks like it's going to be Flossie. Flossie does a 17.3. Good enough for P9, and that is all of our drivers. So your pole sitter right out of the gate for round number 4 in Mexico Grand Prix. It's going to be Cryptid. Johannes Ludwig in 2nd place. Leafsis in 3rd. Of course, Johan starting on those medium tires. Might give him an absolute advantage in the race. So he can go longer on that first stint. There you go. Cryptid ID of the Ferrari sets the fastest time, 15.6. Sargento 2/10 behind him on the mediums. Leafsis on the softs. And with that, we are going to take a short break. folks, we are back. Sorry for the delay there. Had to get some food. We got lots of ZRL action going on tonight. We got the F3 or Division 3 race here from Mexico City. We've got a 4-hour endurance, a set of course, a competition event tonight that starts right after this one. Not much time to squeeze in a meal. That was the best chance I had, so I took it. But nevertheless, we are ready to go for the start of this one. This is going to be a great race. The Division 3 boys are going to put on a show. As we get everything set up here. And here we go. Cryptid's on the Ferrari on the outside. Johan on the inside on the Mercedes with the medium tire. So we get ready for the start. It's like maybe some synchronization issues as the game synchronizes everybody here. Just waiting for it to go green. The drivers are in the chat saying that it's locked up for everybody. We'd love to see the Codemaster glitches. Maybe some desync going on in this race. There we go. The lights are coming on finally. And it's lights out and away we go. Cryptid's got a great launch on the Ferrari. Johan's right there next to him though. As we head down this long front straightaway, slipstream isn't a fact. It will be a factor. Who's going to get first? Oh, there's a car already in the wall in the back. Looks like that may have been the Alpha. Looks like Cryptid's going to get to the front. Prism Mike's trying to send the Haas around the outside as well. Or the Alpha Tower, excuse me. Alfa Romeo, excuse me, even more. So we're side by side, 3 wide for second place, heading down to turn 4. Looks like Prism Mike's going to take P2 right there, but he runs a little bit wide. Let's go let Leafs get around the outside on there again. Prism Mike's going to stay to the inside. Johan moving down from P4 all the way down to P2 on the start of the race, and Cryptid's pulled out a 2-second gap already. As OG's looking under the inside of Kyle Desmond right there. As we head into the stadium for the first time, it's going to be Cryptid first in the Ferrari all by himself. Followed by Leafsus, the home driver, in second place. Prism Mike in third. Johan in fourth. This lap number 1 is in the books. Cryptid's pulled out a 2.7 second advantage over Leafsus. But will Prism Mike have the advantage of the slipstream as we head down this front straightaway? It's a little bit different story when you got full fuel. I don't think he's going to get there. A little bit further back, we got some battling going on. Looks like it's going to be Cushy sending it up the inside of Sargento right there. It's going to give him P7 in the Red Bull. Let's take a look at how these drivers have done from the start here. As we saw, looks like Sargento there take a little deep drive into turn 4. So our big winners on the start so far, Bibra and Sluvine down in 10th and 11th, both moving up 6 positions on the start. Biggest losers like Flossie and Kilowog had an incident on the first lap. They're both in the pits getting service. Rivas down there lost 5 spots in P16. Siggy down in 15th as well, lost 5 spots. Got a few penalties already with OG and Cushy picking up penalties. As the field tries to sort itself out for the start of this race. As we begin to work lap number 3 of this Grand Prix. It looks like Prism Mike's going to have a run on Leafsus here. Doesn't need the DRS to do it. He's not going to be close enough to make a move just yet as they head down into turn 1. Nice and tidy through there. We should get DRS enabled either this lap or next. Prism Mike, though, not giving up. Working all over the back of Leafsus here. Meanwhile, up front, Cryptid's beginning to pull away a substantial gap here, 4.5 seconds. It's like the medium tires not working out too well for Prison Mike and Johan. They're kind of holding up the little train here through the quickest section of the track. Looks like Prison Mike's trying his best to get around Leifsis here. He's going to have a run. He's got DRS this time. But he's going to try to go around the outside, and Leifsis just shoves him off the edge of the track. He's going to lose a position there to Johan in the Mercedes. So what started as an overtake ended up him losing the position, as when he went into turn number 12 right there, Leifsis just slammed the doors, threw his elbows out, and said, "Not going to happen today." That's going to give Prison Mike another run with the DRS here. He's got it. Kyle Desmond behind him has it. They're going to run down Johan. Johan has it as well because he's trying to catch Leifsis. No overtakes that time. But Leifsis has got a mirror full of cars here. You see Kyle Desmond running wide back there in the back. Man, look at that. Johan's trying to send it in there around the outside. There wasn't much room there to get that move done. Almost ended up in the grass. Leifsis is being the biggest blocker right now he can be, trying to keep these two cars behind him. It's like Prison Mike has a definite, or Johan and Prison Mike both have a significant pace advantage here over Leifsis, but just can't seem to get the job done. There we go. Now he's going to send it up the inside. This is where they came together last time around, and they may have touched again right there going into turn number 12. But this time this time Johan gets the move done. Now it's up to Prison Mike to get the move done behind him. So we head onto the front straightaway. Apparently Leifsis didn't get any damage in that incident. But now let's see if Mike can run him down here. DRS open. Leifsis has DRS as well. But look at the run Prison Mike's still going to get. They're both closing up on Johan. He's going to use him as a pick. Send it up the inside. He goes through the grass. He's still there. Leifsis goes to the next chicane, and Leifsis gets sideways coming up. That's going to let Prison Mike go right up the inside, as Leifsis really struggling on those soft tires. Now he's under threat from Kyle Desmond in the Haas. Kyle Desmond sizing up his opponent here, lining up his target. He saw the first two cars get by. He is also on the soft tires. Leifsis continues to struggle. You see the back end of that car just sliding all over the place. That's going to give Kyle a huge run here. He's going to look up the inside of the fast corner as they head down to the outside of turn 12. Leifsis pushed somebody off there once, and he almost did. He held his line that time. Went off the track on the inside to avoid the collision, but now he's going to let OG go by as well as Leifsis goes off. Sorry, Kyle Desmond goes off and rejoins slow, and I think Leifsis ran in the back of him, and he did. That's going to give Leifsis wing damage. He's going to pit. I'm not sure what happened there. I missed it, but the winner in all that scrap was OG up to P4 and all by himself now. OG continuing to have a string of good drives here. Got second place back in Austin 2 weeks ago. Been in the points all three races, looking a good showing there in the Alpha Tauri. Let's go back and check out Sargento back here, working on Kushi. Sargento's trying his best to get past Kushi here. He's in the DRS zone. He's close enough to open that rear wing. But he's got to get there on the straightaway, and these fast corners maybe where Kushi kind of pulls out the advantage a little bit, and he does right there. He just pulled over a second. That may have been enough to let him avoid the DRS detection zone, and I think it did. No DRS for Sargento this time, and Kushi continues to pull away. He's up to 1.7 seconds now, as I think these guys are really starting to struggle on these soft tires. This is where we're going to see the medium tires start to come into play, and I'm going to keep an eye on the gap between Johan in second and Cryptid in first. I If that gap starts to fall, you'll know we've seen the crossover point where the mediums become a faster tire. We know they can go longer into the race. Pirelli estimates this will be a 2-stop race no matter what compound you start on, whether it's medium or the softs. The hard tires don't really give you much grip at all here, so just a matter of when you need to stop. We've got a yellow in Sector 3. It looks like Bebry may have had an incident, and he did. That Williams is facing the wrong direction as he tries to come out. I think he maybe lost it on acceleration coming out of turn 16 right there. Damaged his front wing, so he's going to come into the pits for some service. Meanwhile, Cryptid, the gap is coming down. What was the Slewvine is out of the race. Looks like Slewvine may have lost it in the fast section. We have a virtual safety car. That's going to let everybody slow down just a minute. So who's going to take advantage of the pit stops? Looks like OG may have dived in. Yep, OG's the first one that can take advantage of it. He's going to get a reduced time pit stop because nobody else can go as fast as they normally do. He's going to switch to the medium tires. That's going to gain him a few seconds on track when it's all said and done after the other leaders pit. Looks like everybody behind him as well is coming down. Sargento's in the pits here in the Williams. Looks like he's going to go on... Oh, he's serving a penalty. I'm assuming the medium tire for him as well. Yep, it is the mediums. George Russell down there in 8th place, picking up some track position while the other cars pit. And now we have a full safety car. Full safety car on track. So the advantage that OG got pitting under the virtual safety car may not have been as good as it's going to be now because everyone else will get to pit with the advantage as well. So Cryptid's going to come around and be the first one for service. I'm expecting most of our cars to pit. Maybe Johan and Prism Mike will stay out though because they're on the mediums. So here comes Cryptid into the pits. Here comes Johan. Yep, he is staying out. No, he's coming in. He jumped over at the last second. Everybody's coming in. So OG will be the first car on track that will not pit. So let's see where he comes out relative to our leaders here. He's going to be held up by the Deltas. I don't think he's going to get that position back because he is under the safety car conditions. You can only go so fast. Yeah, the other drivers beginning to come out of the pits. Looks like Cryptid's come out. Here comes Johan, Prism Mike. Kyle Desmond is going to get overtaken back by OG. So OG did not gain any positions there. In fact, everyone's going to have fresh tires as we head into this next stint. Interesting enough, Johan and Prism Mike both went to the soft tires here. So that they're not going to have an extended second stint here. But they will have to finish the race. Look at the choice of tires for the finish of the race. But depending on how long this second stint goes, they may have to pit early and be forced to go to the mediums where people like Cryptid and OG can go to the softs for the last stint. All right, so as our field continues to stack up, we'll take another break and be right back. We are back working lap number 10 behind the safety car. Division 3 Zoom Racing League coverage of round number 4, the Mexican Grand Prix. Don't forget to stick around later this weekend. Saturday night is Division 3, but Sunday night we have Division 2 at 8 o'clock. Division 1 fires off at 10 o'clock. They'll be running the same race, same track. Tonight we also have a 4-hour endurance, a set of course, a competition zone event, GT3 cars running Spa-Francorchamps. And these drivers will be running driver swaps, teams of 2. Kind of a neat test event for ZRL. Should be a lot of fun as the game is accelerated to do a full 24 hours. So we start at 12 noon, go through the night, race through the morning, back to 12 o'clock the next day. No broadcast coverage for that one, but numerous drivers will be running Twitch live streams, YouTube live streams. Just search Zoom Racing League, it'll come up. Bound to be a lot of fun. Expecting the safety car to come in this time by as the field works itself out, all the pit stops get completed, and the drivers queue up behind the safety car. Your leader from lap 1, continuing here to lap number 11, Cryptid, in the Ferrari, has not had a wheel go wrong yet. He's leaded this race from qualifying through the pole, through here. And second place, Johan in the Mercedes. Started second place, fell behind a little bit on the start, recovered back to P2 in that car. Prison Mike down there in third, and the Alfa Romeo. OG in the Alpha Tower running P4, looking to get his first win. As we get ready to go back to racing here, so Cryptid's going to back the field up here in the stadium section. Safety car is going to peel off, and we're going to go back to racing. And there it goes. Safety car comes in. Got to be careful not to overtake that safety car. Look at the run Johan's getting on Cryptid. He had to back out just a little bit. I think he had too much speed there, but Cryptid trying to get some heat in those tires. Looks like Prison Mike maybe making a look on Johan here, heading down into turn 1. Not going to have it. A little further back, we have some battles. The Red Bull going under a Williams there. Williams is Sargento really struggling to get some grip here on those medium tires. Meanwhile, back up front, Prison Mike still all over the back of Johan, who's all over the back of Cryptid. Cryptid not quite getting the breakaway that he had on the first stint. Looks like Johan's got a big run here now. He's going to look around the outside. Can't quite get there. He's got to be super careful. He's got Prison Mike all over the back of him as B-Bry is retired out of the race. May have been an incident there. I don't see the dot on the map of where the incident happened, so maybe he retired in the pits. There you go, 1 lap under green, and Cryptid is not pulled the gap that he did first time out. So he is under threat right here from a black Mercedes and a white Alfa Romeo. Looks like the Alpha is going to make the move first. Nope, didn't quite get there just yet. Yellow flags, and there's the car of B-Bry up ahead. Yellow flag conditions here, so they can't make a pass. There's B-Bry off to the left side over there. He's out of the race. Car is cleared, and we are on our way. As our leaders continue single file around this track, just waiting for the DRS to open up so they have an opportunity to make their move. Johan is all over the back of Cryptid. Cryptid's just not getting the grip out of these medium tires that he had on the softs. Especially when Johan and Mike behind him are both on the soft, so you know they've got a little more grip. Just been unable to get the pass done. So we come back on the front straightaway. DRS is now enabled. I don't know if they're going to get it on the straightaway. Let's see if the wing opens up. There's the line there. Nope, the wing's not open, so they're not going to get it this time by. They'll get it on the next straightaway after turns 1, 2, and 3. Looks like Kilowog and Raizu both making a pit stop. May have had some contact and damaged their wings, so now the DRS is going to open. Can't quite close it up just yet, but he's right there. Griffin's going to have to defend as hard as he can right here. We work through turns 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Here we go. DRS open. Moves to the outside. Encrypted fight them off. They're going to go side by side. Looks like it does get the move done around the outside right there. So Cryptid now down to P2. That's going to put Johan up in P1. And it's going to give Prism Mike a chance to get by. Here comes Mike in the Alpha. Both of them have DRS as they head down the front straightaway. Going to go 3 wide into turn 1. Not going to work. They both converged on Johan right there because they both run a DRS. But it looks like, yes, Prism Mike's going to make the move count around the outside right there. Great move on Cryptid. Because now we expect those two to pull a gap on Cryptid ID. Meanwhile, further down, OG down in P6 is trying his best to catch up and pass Kushi. Bunch of cars really close together right here. Let's ride on board with OG as he heads into the fastest part of the track. Looks like Axel Eyes behind him, maybe setting up a run. DRS opens up front, further up ahead. Looks like they're battling there. Cushy goes to the... looks like Leafsis makes the move on Cushy right there. Now OG's under threat from Axel Eyes, who gets the move done. Meanwhile, back up front, our race leader, Johannes Ludwig, just set a fastest lap of the race on those soft tires as he pulls out a gap over Prism Mike, who pulls out another gap over Cryptid as the racing down the front straightaway continues. Cushy is now leading this train, and this is not a track where you want to be on the front of the train because that DRS is so powerful down that front straightaway, but he's actually pulling a gap on Leafsis here. If he can pull that up another 2/10, he'll be out of the DRS zone. And that'll make Leafsis the target of the DRS train. Leafsis trying the hardest to stay in the DRS train here. Leafsis sliding that Aston Martin around. It's like nobody's close enough to make a move this time. And it's one of the cool things about the Formula One racing game. You know, you get all the cars are equal. They're painted different, they look different, but all the cars. Oh no, race leader's out of the race. Johannes Ludwig has crashed coming out of the final turn. He was the fastest car on track, and he is out of the race. Crashed out of the lead. Unbelievable. That's going to move Prison Mike in the Alfa Romeo up to P1, Cryptid up to P2, and Cushy up to a podium spot. Unbelievable. Looks like he was just carrying the speed out of turn number 16 through turn 17, which feeds onto the front straightaway. And the car just lost the car and ended up in the outside wall. Wow. We have a McLaren around. That's Flossie in the first complex, and he's actually missing a helmet. He must have spun so fast his helmet flew off. Gotta love to see that. So let's go check out P5 as Axelized Got a yellow in sector 2 now as well. I think that was Flossie again. Yeah, Flossie's really struggled with that McLaren. Those rear tires are lit up, and he just doesn't have any grip right now. So he's got to take a minute, recompose himself, cool the car down. Let's go see what's going on up here in P5 as Axelize continues to put the pressure on Leafsis. OG running P6, 1.3 seconds behind this battle, and Kyle Desmond's behind him. So Axelize is going to have the DRS as we head down the front straightaway here. Doesn't look quite close enough to close the position. Looks like OG did lose the position to Kyle Desmond right there. Similar situation, DRS enabled pass. Now OG is all over the back of Kyle. He's going to have DRS down this next straight, but nope, no he's not. I'll take it back. Kyle kept the DRS from the previous straight. So if OG can stay within a second here for the next half a lap, he should get DRS as he headed back onto the front straightaway and be able to make the move happen back again. Just a reminder though, OG and Kyle here are both running the medium tires. And they are keeping a solid pace with Axelized right in front of them right here. And Leafsis for that matter, both running soft tires ahead of them. And OG just picked up a 3-second penalty here off tracks. You got to keep it on the road, which is hard to do when you're in a battle like this. You can see these guys are just running really hard. Kyle runs really wide right there a little bit, gets a little off track. So now the DRS is going to open up on the front straightaway here. We're expecting Axelize to be the first driver to make a move. Let's jump on board with him. As he passes the DRS board here. Right there, wing opens up. Not close enough to make the move happen. But definitely close enough to keep Leafsis honest. Leafsis is still struggling with that Ashton. Matter of fact, I think he's going to make a move here for the inside. And he does. Gets the move done by the time he gets down to turn number 4. But he's not giving up just yet. Look at these guys all on top of each other. May have been a little contact right there. Look at the dive. Unbelievable. And they lock wheels. Kyle Desmond just made a huge dive under Leafsis right there at turn 6. They both went off the track. That gives OG P5, who was just in the right spot at the right time. OG stayed on track, got past both of them right there. And that little lunge from Kyle Desmond just separated that train of 4 cars and knocked both of them down to P6 and P7. Now OG's setting up Axelized here. I think he might just be out of DRS zone. He's just about 1.1 seconds back. Yeah, I think he's just out of the DRS zone. No, he's got the DRS. The wing is open. Let's see if he can close up anything here. He's going to have 2 straightaways to get there and get past Axelize. We saw Axelize kind of leading this train for a long time. And Axelize misses turn 1, runs really wide. That's going to bring OG right up on his gearbox. And he's going to have DRS down this back straightaway as well. Here he goes. Let's see if he can get the move done heading down to turn number 4. I don't think he's going to be quite close enough to do it. But the fact that OG is keeping up with Axelized here and OG's running those medium tires just shows you the pace of that Alpha Tower. He's got a little bit more pace than I think these other guys do. Might not be a bad idea just to kind of stay in the DRS train here and use that DRS to your advantage to get a few extra tenths each lap if you can. He's not going to get any DRS that time. Well, he did get DRS, but he's not going to get the overtake done that time by. But I think he might have his number here down the front straightaway. He's staying right on his gearbox. Just needs to get the traction here out of turn 16. Hold it through turn 17. And here we go. Front straightaway lines up. Just to finish my thought earlier about the game, what's cool about this game is that everybody has the same car. They all look different, but it's not like real F1. All the equal performance is still intact, so there's a lot more on-track battles, and we're quite thankful to have multiple overtakes throughout the race. As you see, OG doing his own overtake right there on Axelize, and he's already pulled out 1.5 seconds. I think Axelize may have had a moment right there. So great racing here in Mexico from the Division 3 boys of the Zoom Racing League. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done it already. As our field begins to settle down into some race pace here. Let's check in with our race leader, Prism Mike, in the Alfa Romeo, currently working through the stadium section, looking really good. He's been running those soft tires for about 11 laps now. He's going to be getting close to his pit window. He's going to have to stop one more time. In fact, we're expecting all these drivers, except mainly, maybe, Cryptid in second place in the Ferrari and OG in fourth in the Alfa Tauri, both running medium tires. They may be able to go longer. Speaking of pit stops, Cushy's in. P3, he's going to jump onto a set of medium tires to finish the race. Axelized is in as well. So Cushy's going for the undercut here. Let's see if he can make any ground up. He came in P3. As he re-enters the fray behind two other cars. He's going to come out right behind Siggy and K-Sub, who are doing their own battle right in front of him there into turn one. Don't want to lose too much time watching those guys fight. And there goes a car around right in front of his teammate, K-Sub. Just had a little bit of contact with Siggy there. That's going to slow Cushy down and kind of ruin his undercut. So meanwhile, back up front, Prism Mike sees that Cushy did the pit stop. Let's see if Prism Mike reacts here. We'll see if the Alfa Romeo team pulls the trigger and reacts to the pit stop. He's not going to do it this time by. Let's see if anybody else does behind it. Cryptid's coming around the final corner. We're not expecting him to pit, he's on the mediums, and same thing with OG here. OG's running down through the stadium section at this point. Our next car on the soft tire would be Leafsis. You can see he's struggling. Is it time to get off those tires? It is. He's coming into the pits to see he might go to a set of medium tires to finish the race. Where will he come out relative to Cushy? Well behind, obviously. Here comes Cushy down the front straightaway. So we begin the third stint of this race. Here's Sargento behind Axelized, and Leafs is going to come out right in front of him. Sargento with the DRS on Axelized here. This is for P7 on track. Of course, Axelized has pitted. Sargento has not, but Leafsis has as well, and Leafsis right now is all over the back of that Williams. Not going to be able to get a move done this time. Meanwhile, back up front, Prism Mike's not coming in this time either. He's going to stay on track for at least one more lap. I think Leafsis got the move done on Sargento. He did. Sargento is now P9. Leafsis up to P8. As Leafsis has a big moment. Leafsis running a very oversteery car, as you can see from the entire weekend. Really been working hard to keep the back end of that Aston Martin under control. We're seeing lots of penalties come up for off tracks. These drivers got to work hard to keep the car on the track. We'll look at those penalties here in a moment as Leafs is really cutting the corner there on the final turn 17. You got to be careful to do that too many times. You'll get a penalty from race control, just like we were talking about. It's like K-Sub, the other Red Bull that we saw spinning earlier, is in the pits. You got to put on the medium tires and get a fresh nose while he's there. He's going to rejoin somewhere around 12th, I think. So let's check in on Prism Mike, our race leader. Is he going to pit this time by? He does. Here he comes. The race leader coming in. He's got a 7-second advantage over Cryptid. But what we don't know is if Cryptid and OG are going to have to pit. And Kyle Desmond's also on the same strategy. He's running the medium tires. Can you stretch those mediums out and finish the race on those? It'll be interesting to see. But where does Prism Mike come out relative to, let's say, OG in third here? There goes OG down the front straightaway. Prism Mike's coming out of the pits now, it sounds like. Yep, so he's going to be on the fresh soft tires. OG's on the used mediums up ahead. We expect a significant pace difference here. But OG's got 12 seconds up to Cryptid, so if Cryptid can stretch these tires out and maintain a 12-second gap for the next 10 laps, 11 laps, excuse me, he might be able to win this race. Else, Prism Mike is in a very good position here to win this race. So Prism Mike's taking his time, trying to figure out the best way to get past OG. You see the traction difference there is just so much. OG's not going to be able to keep up with Prism Mike here. Just watch the speed difference through these fast corners here in Sector 2. We've got a yellow in Sector 3. It looks like maybe Kilowatt? It was Kilowatt. Kilowatt had an incident in the stadium section. He's got a car on his inside. Looks like Ryzu's. These two battle it out down there for P14. Meanwhile, Cushy trying to get around Kyle Desmond here. Cushy's on the fresh mediums. Kyle is on the old medium tires. As we go side by side down the turn 4. Looks like, yep, looks like Siggy's gonna, looks like Siggy's gonna keep that position there. I think I was looking at the wrong drivers earlier. Siggy's on soft tires and Cushy's on medium tires. My apologies. Although the game is showing, maybe it's just my eyes, but it's showing oh, you know what? I had it. That was my fault. Announcer issues as our race leader goes around. Right when I was looking right there, I think he was diving into the pits and he lost the rear end of the car and he decided to keep it in the pits. I was actually looking at Kilowatt the whole time, not Cushy. I apologize. But we're in now. Race leader's in. Going to put on for a set of soft tires. Cryptid's is now can he run down Prism Mike? We've got 9 laps to go. He's got about a 10-second gap, 11-second gap. Yeah, OG's in, Siggy's in, so all the medium tires, all the medium runners have come off those tires. Second stops are coming in right now, so now they got to finish the race on these sets. Prism Mike has a 12-second gap over Cryptid here. Can Cryptid run him down? And I don't know. We saw the pace difference of Prism Mike, who's on the medium tires, able to pull that gap out over Cryptid. Cryptid may have to settle for P2 here. Meanwhile, down in 6th place, OG has fresh soft tires over Leafsis in the mediums. You see him just closing that gap up. He's going to get DRS down this straightaway. Here comes OG. He's going to look to the outside, just getting 2 wheels off the track right there. Gets the move done by the time he gets to the corner. Those soft tires just have so much more pace. As now OG sets his sights on Axelized up ahead, who is 1.5 seconds up the road. Also on the medium tires. All right, we're working, looks like 9 laps to go. We got a yellow in sectors 2. Looks like it may have been cleared. Yep, yellow's cleared. Let's take a look at the penalty situation and see how these penalties might come into play here. All right, Prism Mike, your race leader, currently with no penalties. That is a good position for him to be in, leading the race. Cryptid in 2nd place has 6 seconds. Cushy in 3rd place has 6 seconds. Axelized down in P4. currently has 9 seconds of penalty, so he has 3 more seconds than the cars around him. So he needs to get some positions here, or he's going to fall down at least 2 positions at the end of this race. That puts OG effectively in P4 at the moment. But I think he's going to get it on track as he is closing the gap quickly on Axelized here. So in just 1 lap, OG has closed 1.5 seconds on the Haas. Expecting him to clearly get the move done by the time he gets to turn 1. There he goes around the outside. It's going to be super easy with the DRS. You see the Haas tuck in behind, try to get a little bit of that slipstream, but it's just not happening. As now OG is up to P4 on track, so move Axelized down to P5. As OG continues his charge back up toward the front. Speaking of charge back up toward the front, Cryptid has taken out about 1.5 seconds of his gap to the leader. But with only 7 laps to go, he may be running out of time to actually get the move done, unless Prison Mike makes a mistake somewhere. Looks like Sargento may have just got past K-Seb there. Heading down the front straightaway. Looks like he had DRS, got the move done nice and clean. It's going to move him up to P10. And now Sargento is going to be all over the back of him as they head down the turn 4. Looks like K-Seb's running the medium tires. Sargento's on the softs. Both these guys looking for the right lines here through these fast S's. Sargento takes a little bit wide there, and K-Seb pulls down the road. I think he's got a little bit of DRS, and he's going to go really deep here into turn number 12. Here's turn 13, the hairpin. Will he be able to get him back down the front straightaway? He's close enough to get the DRS if he can keep the traction under the car for these last 2 turns. Really struggling to get it down. Look at the gap. Look at the gap K-Seb pulled out there with the traction. Doesn't look like he had DRS this time by. So he's not going to gain too many more positions right there. Nobody does. He closes up right in turn 1. See if we can get him down here in turn 3. Turn my telemetry back on here a little bit so I can see what's going on. There we go. DRS again. Probably not close enough to make the move happen, but it looks like Siggy just got past Leafsis as well. Heading into the stadium section, so Leafsis dropping back again. So his medium tires not being able to keep up with the softs. We've got a yellow in sector 3. It looks like it may be George Russell. Nope, it's not George Russell. Apologies. It looks like it might be... Who is it? Sure who it is, to be honest with you. Well, in any case, it's cleared out. Missed the incident, but working 5 laps to go now. Let's do a run through the order real quick. Your leader is Prison Mike in the Alfa Romeo. Showed fast pace on the medium tires. Switched to the soft for the middle stint. Cryptid, second place in the Ferrari, 10 seconds behind Cushy. 10 seconds behind Cryptid, running P3. OG in the Alpha Tower running P4. Axelized and Siggy still battling out down there for P5. We got a yellow in sector 2 again. Oh, it's Kilowalk. That's who it is. Yep, Kilowalk and the other Alpha Tauri. Struggling for grip. Let's see if Siggy, though, can get the move done on the front straightaway. He does. Siggy's with the DRS looking up the inside. Super easy down to turn 1. But maybe Axelized will get it back on the second straightaway here. He is not going to get DRS, unfortunately for him, so he's going to stay behind. Siggy, another driver, running without any penalties at the moment, so that is going to let him, if he can close up, actually at this point he's going to gain 1 position over OG if he stays there. Siggy's on a charge. Look how clean he is through those S's compared to everybody else we've watched through there. That's amazing. Look at this battle down the second straightaway here. Rivas and K-Seb going side by side for P9. Late lunge there by Sargento as Rivas gets passed by 2 cars right there. Granted, both of them had DRS. Let's see if Rivas can do anything about it as he heads down the front straightaway, or excuse me, down the back straightaway here if he gets through the S's, because he'll have DRS on Sargento, but Sargento will also have DRS on K-Seb. That's why it's so hard to pass. Sometimes everybody in the train has DRS. You can't really get the move done. Man, Sargento looks so fast through those corners. We got a yellow in sector 3. It looks like Kilowog may have gone around again. But here we go, front straightaway. Sargento's going to try to get the move done here on K-Seb, and I think he's going to do it. He goes off in the grass to get it done. A little scary thing to do at 206 miles an hour. So Sargento gets the move done on K-Seb. Rivas still behind down there in P11. Oh no, we got a car around. That's K-Seb's around in the Red Bull. And it looks like he's going to get back on track. He lost it with 4 laps to go right there. Now Flossie gets by him as well. And OG picks up another 3-second penalty. That's going to give Siggy P4 if Siggy can hold on to that spot and stay in that gap. Sargento might be in a good spot down there in P9 if he can hold on. Might get 2 positions on the penalties here. Because he has no penalties, and the 2 cars in front of him have 9. I'm sorry, Sargento's out. So it would be... Yeah, so those guys wouldn't change. So they're battling on track. Leafs is here, going to make a run with the DRS on Axelized here. This is a position for a pass 4 position with 2 laps to go. Big run down the turn 1. Here he comes. Which way is he going to go? He's going to tuck in behind and try to make the move on the next straightaway. Might be a smart move. You can see Axelize is almost out of battery charge here. That red light's flashing. Leafs has 25%. They're running as much track as they can. Burn the battery, burn the DRS. He's going to lunge it up the inside. Hops the curb a little bit. Axelize does a great job of defending right there. Closes the door as they come out of the corner. So now Leafs is going to have to stay tucked right on the gearbox here as we head into our final complex and onto the last straightaway. Might not be close enough to get the move done, but we've seen a lot of moves heading into the stadium section here. There's the DRS opened up. I don't think he's close enough to do it, but he's going to have another run down the front straightaway for sure. Big slide there from Leafs. May have lost his chance right there for the position. That's going to drop him out of DRS range for sure. No, he still got it actually, but is he close enough to make a move? I don't think he is. But I think we're going to see fireworks here on this next straightaway because he's going to be definitely close enough to make a move there. Both these drivers used all their battery. Axelized and Leafsis down the straightaway. Let's see what we got. DRS opens up for Axelized. Which way is he going to go? Leafsis runs down the middle of the track. Axelized is going to think about looking up the inside. He sends it. He brakes late. Gets the move done. I think Axelized may have run in the back of him right there a little bit. But meanwhile, the winner of the race coming around the front straightaway, Prison Mike in the Alfa Romeo, your winner of the Mexican Grand Prix. A stellar drive from start to finish. Second place, Cryptid in the Ferrari. Here comes Cushy through the stadium section. He's going to claim the final podium position in the Red Bull. A fantastic drive from him. That means OG down in fourth will finish P4. But he will actually lose the position over Siggy after the penalties are all said and done. So Siggy gets P4, OG gets P5. Looks like Leafsis does keep the position on Axelized, who finished 6th and 7th respectively. And there you have it, folks. The Mexican Grand Prix from Division 3. Your winner, Prison Mike in the Alfa Romeo. Fantastic drive from him. There he is, throwing out copies of the game to anybody that wants it. And if I'm not mistaken, this is Prison Mike's first start in Division 3, and he gets his first win. Very, very awesome drive. Well done. So there you go, Prison Mike in the Alfa Romeo. Cryptid second place in the Ferrari. Cushy P3 in the Red Bull. Prison Mike also gets the extra point for picking up the fastest lap of the race. All right, folks, so there you have it, Division 3 at Mexico. Hope you enjoyed the race. No interviews tonight, unfortunately. We got to hop over to the ACC Enduro race. But don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, 8 o'clock for Division 2, 3 o'clock, 10 o'clock for Division 1. I'm PBJ. You guys have a great night.